So, Jennifer, yeah.
Can you clarify where the planned attacks in Mint Hill, like which grocery store and which restaurant this was expected to take place at?
I don't believe it's public yet, which grocery store and which fast food restaurant. I can tell you they were in Mint Hill. And as the investigation moves forward, I'm sure that will become public, but it's not at this point. It's on still under investigation.
One more follow-up
Sure, of
question.
course.
Make sure I understood that correctly. Did you say that the arrest took place after he received medical attention? Did I hear that correctly?
No. So the FBI went to a state magistrate judge to try to get him involuntarily committed for medical attention, and it was denied by the state magistrate.
Thank you.
Whether he got medical attention after that, I don't know. Yes.
Hi, Joe Burns
Jim.
from Charlotte Observer. I was wondering, why did the judge, magistrate, deny?
And we were not involved in the state court hearing. Obviously, we deal in federal court here. From what I understand, it was a very short hearing, and I don't know of any reasoning given.
When was it?
Yeah, that was Monday night.
Late Monday night.
In Mint Hill or Mecklenburg County?
In
Charlotte or?
Mecklenburg County.
Correct.
Thank you.
Hunter, yeah.
Hunter with Channel 9. Following up on that, Burger King is listed in the actual document with a grocery store nearby. The only grocery store nearby is Harris Teeter. Is that confirming it?
So the subject worked at Burger King. There, I believe, are a number of grocery stores within the vicinity, and we're not quite there on the exact plan of his attack, but you're on the right path.
Okay, and was this a lone wolf attack, or was there any connection to any other plots that have been foiled across the country here recently?
Yeah, that's a great question, and this subject was working alone, we believe, at this stage in the investigation, but what's interesting about that is he didn't think he was working alone. He had contacted two different members that he thought were ISIS and working with him, obtaining firearms for him. They happened to be undercover agents, so he was working alone, but it wasn't his intention to work alone. So, yeah, Katie.
Russ Katie with WBTV. You mentioned the grandfather had tried to prevent an attack before. Were they aware of his recent posts on social media? Did they know anything about his recent planned attacks at all from the investigation?
I don't have any indication the grandparents were aware of the social media posts. What we do know is that the grandfather secured the knives in the home, secured the hammers, tried to make sure that Mr. Sturdivant did not have them, and yet when we executed the search warrant, they were found under his bed. So, thank you. Jen.
Jen Carter from Queen City News. Just wondering if the grandparents are going to be facing anything or if they're cooperating with you on this. Obviously, they knew something was up, but did they do enough to be okay?
That's a great question. The grandparents have been interviewed, and our investigation's ongoing, and we'll see where it goes. But right now, and especially in the very urgent part of this, we've been focused on Mr. Sturdivant. Hunter, yeah.
In here before that 2022, where he went out to try to stab neighbors, and his grandfather stopped him, it said that before that he had pledged allegiance to ISIS. Is there any reason why he wasn't charged? I know he was psychologically examined, but why did he face any charges?
Yes, it's a great question. That was, and I'll let you weigh in on this too. I'll note that he was a juvenile at that time. He was 14, and I do think we're very fortunate he was 18 now because it makes it a whole lot easier to bring charges. I think you had something to add.
No, I think that covers it.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, Diane.
Sorry, just following up on that too. Was that something known at the time in 2022 that he was trying to stab or kill a neighbor, or was that determined at a later investigation?
No. The FBI opened an investigation into Mr. Sturdivant in January of 2022. And we conducted a logical investigation. The case agents actually are sitting here today. And these same case agents picked up the investigation a couple weeks ago.
Are you all considering any other charges as well?
We're always considering additional charges. And so in this case in particular, because this is a very early and an ongoing investigation, we are certainly investigating and looking at other charges, whether that's a firearm charge or some other charge. Right now, we feel confident we have this charge, which is attempted material support of ISIS, but we'll see how the investigation unfolds from here.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Hunter.
Question for Chief.
Of course.
If you would.
Certainly.
I mean, we see this in parts of our country, but you never think it's your own city. This is Mint Hill that is now afforded ISIS terrorist attack. What are your thoughts on all of this?
Truly, I believe that's everyone's famous last words. It's never going to happen here. It will never. That can't be my neighbor. It can happen anywhere.
Yeah, Diane.
I know that he spoke with two undercover agents. Did he actually ever have any interactions, do we know of, with actual members of ISIS or terrorists or anything like that?
He was a prolific poster in social media, and he also went into various social media chat rooms and engaged with other people. We are leaving no stone unturned here. Our investigation is not over at all. We are looking to find out if there are any associates, if there are any friends, if there are any people he were working with, whether it's domestically here in the United States or overseas. We have ruled out additional threats from him in the United States. We are communicating with domestic and international partners for potential other avenues of investigation.
Russ,
Yeah,
Katie,
Katie.
again, we just saw that forwarded attack in Seattle as well. Should we be concerned about this becoming a persistent problem in the Western District of North Carolina?
I sure hope not. I mean, I think that we should feel comfort that the FBI was there and that this defendant not only encountered one undercover agent, but encountered two, one with NYPD and one with the FBI, which I think shows you what's going on behind the scenes to protect the public. Of course, everyone should be vigilant. We all know the adage, if you see something, say something, which seems kind of ridiculous at this point, but it remains true. It's little things that sometimes bring these things to the attention of law enforcement, so I hope people will do that. And like Mr. Barnacle said, in situations like this, it's really family. It's family, and monitoring, especially your children's online presence, where this defendant was on TikTok, in chat rooms, communicating with people. So remain vigilant, but I think go to sleep feeling safe at night because law enforcement is there doing their job.
And just one more follow-up
Yeah.
question. Historically, we have seen this targeting New Year's Eve events like we saw on Bourbon Street. We just finished the Truist Field celebrations. Do we know why he was targeting the grocery store chain at all, or is that not public yet?
We don't know why. I can tell you from my view, New Year's Eve is where the American way of life is on full display. We're celebrating how wonderful it is to be here and all that this country has given us. And I think for a terrorist, that is a ripe opportunity to attack that way of life.
Yeah, we do have some intelligence that he was looking at a grocery store because there would be a lot of people there. He knew there would be a lot of people there grocery shopping, which is why we said that in our remarks. He was looking for a high-profile place. There's a couple grocery stores in Mint Hill. He wasn't set on just one. He was looking at multiple, whichever one had the most people in it.
Yeah.
Hey,
Anna.
So, you mentioned that he was arrested on New Year's Eve, correct?
Correct.
What was the, I guess, setup for, because, I mean, if the attack was planning to happen on New Year's Eve and he was arrested, then what was the setup there to prevent that?
So we had multiple plans in place to make sure he was not a free man on New Year's Eve and could not cause public harm. And so that included the seeking an involuntary hold for mental health purposes, which was denied. Ultimately, the arrest was made on New Year's Eve to make sure that he was safely behind bars on New Year's Eve. We did that by getting a criminal complaint from a magistrate judge late in the evening, a federal magistrate judge, and that's why it set up this process where that was under seal until today. He had his initial appearance. He will still get a preliminary hearing where he could put on evidence to say there was probable cause or not to detain him, and a detention hearing where a judge will decide if he should be detained pre-trial.
So did you believe that the attack was hours or days away? Was there any anticipation there?
So we were concerned the attack could happen at any time, and I can tell you the FBI had 24/7 surveillance on this subject, all hours of night, Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, time away from their families to make sure that the public was safe, and they were authorized to make an arrest if they needed to. If he were, if he were to leave the house with guns or knives or hammers, they were going to make a probable cause arrest. So at no point was the public in harm's way here. Yeah,
Just
Jen.
to clarify, it was just the grandfather he stayed with at the residence?
No, there were other family members at the residence as well. There was a grandmother and I think some siblings and some other family there.
I also note that his grandfather is a Christian minister in Charlotte. Is there any reason to believe that his family members were also in danger or anything like that? He targeted or threatened them with that?
I could tell you from his notes he was targeting Jews, Christians, and LGBTQ individuals, and so you can infer from that that his family was in harm's way. I think that's a safe assumption, but it is an assumption. So, yeah, Hunter.
Special Agent Barnacle, I know you have been investigating, your office have been investigating him since 2022, but with this recent incident here, or thwarted attack, Was it that undercover NYPD officer that really blew all of this up for this latest case and put him back on y'all's radar?
Yeah, so let me clarify. When we opened the case in January 2022, we conducted a logical investigation. Once he was seeking mental health services and he was no longer on social media, we closed our investigation. So he was off of our radar. In December, we had contact from FBI field offices, two different offices, well, three FBI field offices, as well as the NYPD undercover. Kind of simultaneous. I'm not sure which came in first, but certainly the NYPD undercover had the most information, the most facts. I think one of our FBI offices came in first. We got that information. We started working it. We opened an investigation. But once we started talking to NYPD and the New York JTTF, we went full steam ahead. And this is a very compressed timeline. I want to say the FBI Washington field office reached out to us at night, and then the following morning we had that call with NYPD.
Can you just speak to what you can, how difficult this is to pull this off and thwart an attack like this?
Well, the FBI deals with threats every single day. Here in North Carolina, we get hundreds of viable or credible threats to life. And so our agents are really good at mitigating those threats, figuring out if they're credible and if the subject is capable of carrying out that threat. And so we go out and we do an investigation, a logical investigation. We often work with local police departments, and we go out and interview the person that posted different things. This one was different because this one was not only credible, but investigation revealed that the subject was capable of executing this attack. He was training. He was doing push-ups, calisthenics, fitness. He had stolen both of those knives. He hid them in his residence. His family had actively hid knives and weapons from him. He hid them. He wrote a manifest. He stole 2 hammers out of the storage shed and hid them in his house. He reached out to an undercover and requested guns. So all the different things are lining up that, when your hair stands up on the back of your neck, that's not enough to charge. We still got to conduct an investigation. We still have to work with the U.S. attorney and prosecutors, and we still have to have a federal judge agree that there's probable cause to charge. These things are hard to do, but this is what we do.
Chief, I have a question for you, if you don't mind. What is your message to the people of Mint Hill State? Again, you guys have been going through a lot within your own department, but what is your message to the community of Mint Hill State?
Very clear and simple. Without the collaborative efforts with all the federal and local agencies involved, this clearly would have happened. Rest assured that even while you're asleep, law enforcement is still proactively working to keep you safe. I can't put it any clearer than that.
Any additional questions?
One more question.
Yeah.
So he was currently working at the Burger King?
Yes.
that area. From your knowledge, had you heard any type of concerns from employees or anyone in that area where he worked? Were there any type of red flags there as well?
I don't know.
Not to my knowledge, no. Anything else? Well, thank you all. Thank you for covering this, and Happy New Year.